Unmasked by terror, the landlord's deadly secret. 2 university students vanish without a trace. A frantic search begins, then weeks later, one body surfaces at the border of 2 states, and the truth that follows chills an entire community. Behind it all, not a stranger, not a faceless predator, but a landlord, someone they knew, someone they trusted. And when one of the victims recognized him, she signed her own death sentence. This is Trial and Terror. Akungba-Akoko, Ondo State. June 2025. It started like any other day at Adekunle Ajasin University, AAUA. 2 students, Okah and Eloho and Abah John Friday, went missing on June 20th. Friends called. Family searched. Days turned into weeks. No one knew where they were. Then, a gruesome discovery. 3 weeks later, Okah's body was found at the border between Ekiti and Ondo States, partially decomposed, hidden deep in the bush. Abah's body was still missing, but police believed he'd been dumped in a river. The question now was simple: who did this? The answer was anything but. During the investigation, police uncovered something shocking. The prime suspect was none other than Abah's own landlord, Oladele Femi. At first, Femi acted concerned, calling the family, pretending to help. But behind the facade, detectives found cracks. When police tracked the victim's iPhone 14 Pro Max to Computer Village in Lagos, the buyer led them to a chain of suspects, and eventually, back to Femi's house in Akungba. A stolen Lexus RX 350, blood traces, and multiple bank withdrawals, including 800,000 Nigerian nairas taken from Abah's account, painted a picture of cold, calculated betrayal. Then came the confession. Femi admitted to orchestrating the entire operation. He lured his tenant and friend into a trap, with the help of 2 accomplices, Ojo Michael and a man known only as Okah, who's still on the run. According to police reports, it started as a kidnapping for ransom. But things took a darker turn when one of the suspects, Michael, raped Okah. When she regained consciousness, she recognized him. That single moment, the look of recognition, sealed her fate. Panicked that she would expose them, the men decided both victims had to die. Okah was strangled, her body dumped near Ekiti. Abah was killed and thrown into a river to hide the evidence. For days, the killers went on with their lives, using the victims' phones, driving their car, withdrawing their money. They thought they'd gotten away with it. They didn't realize the digital trail, the phone's GPS and ATM transactions, would betray them. What drove the crime wasn't just greed. It was ego. Femi, the landlord, had debts. He saw his tenants' comfort, the Lexus, the gadgets, the steady cash, and grew resentful. The kidnapping was supposed to be easy money. But when lust, panic, and paranoia entered the picture, murder followed. Even after their arrest, the suspects showed little remorse. They blamed each other, claimed it wasn't supposed to happen. But the evidence told its own story, a tale of betrayal that ended in unthinkable cruelty. At a press briefing, CP Adeboye Lawal called it one of the most disturbing cases in Ondo State's history, a brutal example of how darkness often hides behind familiarity. Okah's family received her remains, their daughter's promising life ended by someone she never saw coming. Abah's family still waits for closure, hoping to find his body and peace. As of now, 1 suspect remains at large. The others await trial. This isn't just a story of murder. It's a story about trust turned deadly, about how sometimes the monsters we fear don't come from the shadows. They live right next door. This is Trial and Terror. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real crime stories that reveal the darkness behind ordinary faces. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, justice begins with truth.